All right, 3.5 is on matrix equations. So this is on solving equations. And the steps that we do are very similar to equations that you learned in Algebra 1. You kind of follow the same steps, except we're working with matrices and instead of just single numbers. So let me just you don't need to write this down. I'm going to throw an example out. What if I had 4x equals 12? How would you solve that? You would divide both sides by 4. Okay, so this is exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to divide both sides by 4. And so that causes these 4's to cancel. When I divide by 4, I divide everything in that matrix by 4. So we divide it all by 4.
Can't we do 4 divided by that matrix?
Well, the 4 needs to go second. I don't think you can just type that in the calculator, a matrix divided by 4. I mean, it might work. I've never tried it, but it might give you an error. So what's negative 36 divided by 4? Negative 8 divided by 4? 0 divided by 4? And 36 divided by 4 is 9. There's an easy way to check your answers. So if we go back to the very original problem and replace x with the matrix that we got, it would look like this. And notice it does match this answer. So that's how I know that I got it correct. Let's look at number 2.
It's confusing.
Okay. I have z. Now, these variables always in these problems represent a whole matrix. So I have some matrix plus this one equals this matrix. Any guesses on how I would solve this problem?
Would you use like that parenthesis, whatever first, that metric or whatever?
No. Let me just give you some random problem. Z plus 8 equals 10. If this was a problem you had on a piece of paper, how would you solve that? You would subtract the 8 from both sides. That's what we're going to do here, except we're going to subtract this whole matrix from both sides. So those cancel, just like up here, the 8s would cancel, leaving me with z equals. Now remember, you can type these two, you can subtract matrices in your calculator. I have a 1 by 3. So I typed in my first one minus this one. Or you could have just done the subtraction separately. Negative 7 minus negative 5 is negative 2. 7 minus 6 is 1. Negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. Either way. And we could check. I could retype this one in plus this one to see if it does give me this last one. Look at number 3 and tell me what step or what you think I should do. We're going to add this matrix to both sides. So if I had a problem that was z minus 8 equals 10, we would do plus 8. You always do the opposite. It's what you learned in, when you were doing solving equations in Algebra 1.
Oh no.
So when I add, these two cancel, those on the left, leaving me with z equals oops. Well, rats. So I just added those in my calculator. Or you could add up the numbers separately, whichever you prefer. And we get negative 10 to negative 11. What do you think on number 4? Divide by 4. This one's almost identical to number 1. Yeah. So right now there's a 4 times your variable, or times this matrix. So to get rid of the 4, we divide by 4. So I want you to work on this one. All right, so on number 4, your matrix should look like this.
Let's go.
All right. Getting into some more that are two-step equations. So just let me throw out some hypothetical example for you. Like this. What if I had 10 minus 5a equals 50? What step would you do first? We would subtract 10 first. So here, we're going to subtract this matrix first. Subtract it from both sides. Those cancel. So on the left side, we're left with negative 5a equals. So we could type these matrices in, but let's just try to make it a little faster. 6 minus 1 is 0 minus 0. Negative 7 minus 3. It's negative 10. And 10 minus 0 is 10. So now, this one looks like one we did on the front. What step should I do? We're going to divide everything by negative 5. So divide all of those numbers by negative 5. And we get -1, 0, 2, and -2. All right, number 6. What do we do first?
Add.
We add this matrix. So remember, you kind of always leave whatever is attached to your variable, that's what you do last. So with these, we're either going to add or subtract first, depending on how the problem is set up, and then divide always on these two-step equations. So we're going to add this matrix to both sides. So these here on the left will cancel. And we still have 4x on the left side. And then we get 8, -36, -4, 32. And then we divide everything by 4. So if you need to use your calculator, if you don't know your multiplication facts.
Those are like number 5, right?
Yeah.
Nothing different about them,
Just the problems are set up a little different.
oh,
So we add it, with these two, you won't have to do anything harder than this. So you'll always add or subtract first and then divide. And they follow the same pattern kind of as just a regular two-step equation. See if you can try number 7 and 8 on your own. Here's what you should have got. Number 7, 8, 11, -3, 6.
I didn't do 8. I thought we were just doing 7.
Sorry. And 8, 1, -1, -5. If you did not get those, look back and see possibly what you messed up on.
oh, you're supposed to subtract instead of add on the
Well, yeah, if there would have been a negative in front of it, then we would have added. But there wasn't, so you subtract.
Do you have another disposable mask?
Uh-huh.
Is this one, what color is in 100% getting scattered?